Chapter 2, Section 3, Sumerian Achievements. Main ideas. The Sumerians invented the world's first writing system. Advances in inventions changed Sumerian lives. Many types of art developed in Sumer. The big idea is that Sumerians made many advances that helped their society to develop. If you were there, you're a student at school for scribes in Sumer. Learning all the symbols for writing is very hard. Your teacher assigns you lessons to write on your clay tablet, but you can't help making mistakes. Then you have to smooth out the surface and try again. Still, being a scribe can lead to important jobs for the king. You can make your family proud. Why would you want to be a scribe? Building background. Sumerian society was advanced in terms of religion and governmental organization. The Sumerians were responsible for many other achievements which were passed down to later civilizations. The invention of writing. The Sumerians made one of the greatest cultural advances in history. They developed cuneiform, the world's first system of writing. But Sumerians did not have pencils, pens, or paper. Instead, they used sharp tools called styluses to make wedge-shaped symbols on clay tablets. Sumerians wrote on clay tablets with a special tool called a stylus. The development of writing. So we have heaven in 3300 BC, 2800 BC, 2400 BC, 1800 BC. Grain, fish, bird, water. Sumerian writing developed from early symbols called pictographs. Writers used clay tablets to record business deals, like this tablet that described the number of sheep and goats. Earlier written communication had used pictographs or picture symbols. Each pictograph represented an object, such as a tree or an animal. But in cuneiform, symbols could also represent syllables or basic parts of words. As a result, Sumerian writers could combine symbols to express more complex ideas, such as joy or powerful. Sumerians first used cuneiform to keep business records. A scribe or writer would be hired to keep track of the items people traded. Government officials and temples also hired scribes to keep their records. Becoming a scribe was a way to move up in social class. Sumerian students went to school to learn to read and write, but like today, some students did not want to study. The Sumerian story tells of a father who urged his son to do his schoolwork. Go to school, stand before your school father, recite your assignment, open your school bag, write your tablet. After you have finished your assignment and report it to your monitor, come to me, do not wander about in the street. Sumerian essay quoted in History Begins at Sumer by Samuel Noah Kramer. In time, Sumerians put their writing skills to new uses. They wrote works on history, law, grammar, and math. They also created works of literature. Sumerians wrote stories, proverbs, and songs. They wrote poems about gods and about military victories. Some of these were epics, long poems that tell the stories of heroes. Later, people used some of these poems to create the Epic of Gilgamesh, a story of a legendary Sumerian king. Reading check. Generalizing. How was cuneiform first used in Sumer? Advances in inventions. Writing was not the only great Sumerian invention. These early people made many other advances and discoveries. Technical advances. One of the Sumerians' most important developments was the wheel. They were the first people to build wheeled vehicles, including carts and wagons. Using the wheel, Sumerians invented a device to spin clay as a craft person shapes it into bowls. This device is called a potter's wheel. The plow was another important Sumerian invention. Pulled by oxen, plows broke through the hard clay soil of Sumer to prepare it for planting. This technique greatly increased farm production. The Sumerians also invented a clock. They used water to measure time. Sumerian advances improved daily life in many ways. Sumerians built sewers under the city streets. They learned to use bronze to make stronger tools and weapons. They even produced makeup in glass jewelry. Math and sciences. Another area in which Sumerians excelled was math. In fact, they developed a math system based on the number 60. Based on this system, they divided a circle into 360 degrees. Dividing a year into 12 months, a factor of 60, was another Sumerian idea. Sumerians also calculated the areas of rectangles and triangles. Sumerian scholars studied science too. They wrote long lists to record their study of the natural world. These tablets included the names of thousands of animals, plants, and minerals. The Sumerians also made advances in medicine. They used ingredients from animals, plants, and minerals to produce healing drugs. Other items used in these medicines included milk, turtle shells, figs, and salt. The Sumerians even cataloged their medical knowledge, listing treatments according to symptoms and body parts. Reading check, categorizing. What areas of life were improved by Sumerian inventions? Linking to today, the wheel. Do you realize how much achievements of ancient Sumer affect your life today and every day? For instance, try to imagine life without the wheel. How would you get around? Look at the streets outside. The cars, trucks, and buses you see are all modern versions of Sumerian wheeled vehicles. Wheelchairs, bicycles, and inline skates all depend on the wheel as well. Even modern air travel owes a large debt to the Sumerians. As impressive as jets are, they could never get off the ground without their wheels. Analysis skill. Generalizing. Why is the wheel so important to modern society? The Sumerians' artistic achievements included beautiful works of gold, wood, and stone. This stringed instrument is called the lyre. It features a cow's head and is made of silver decorated with shell and stone. Cylinder seals, like this one, were carved into round stones and then rolled over clay to leave their mark. The arts of Sumer. The Sumerian skill in the field of art, metalwork, and architecture, the science of building, are well known to us. The ruins of great buildings and fine works of art have provided us with wonderful examples of the Sumerians' creativity. Most Sumerian rulers lived in large palaces. Other rich Sumerians had two-story homes with as many as a dozen rooms. Most people, however, lived in smaller one-story houses. These homes had 6 or 7 rooms arranged around a small courtyard. Large and small houses stood by the side along the narrow, unpaved streets of the city. Bricks made of stone were the house's main building blocks. City centers were dominated by their temples. The largest and most impressive buildings in Sumer is ziggurat. A pyramid-shaped temple tower rose above each city. Outdoor staircases led to a platform and a shrine at the top. Some architects added columns to make the temples more attractive. Sumerian sculptors produced many fine works of art. Among them are the statues of gods created for temples. Sumerian artists also sculpted small objects out of ivory and rare woods. Sumerian pottery is known for more than its quantity than quality. Potters turned out many items, but few were works of beauty. Jewelry was a popular item in Sumer. The jewelers of the region made many beautiful works out of imported gold, silver, and gems. Earrings and other items found in the region show that Sumerian jewelers knew advanced methods for putting gold pieces together. Cylinder seals are perhaps Sumer's most famous works of art. These small objects were stone cylinders engraved with designs. When rolled over clay, the designs would leave behind their imprint. Each seal left its own distinct imprint. As a result, a person could show ownership of a container by rolling a cylinder over the container's wet clay surface. People could also use cylinder seals to sign documents or to decorate other clay objects. Some seals showed battle scenes, others displayed worship rituals. Some were highly decorative, with hundreds of carefully cut gems. It required great skill to make. The Sumerians also enjoyed music. Kings and temples hired musicians to play on special occasions. Sumerian musicians played reed pipes, drums, tambourines, and stringed instruments called lyres. Children learned songs in school, and people sang hymns to gods and kings. Music and dance provided entertainment in marketplaces and homes. Drawing inferences. What might historians learn from cylinder seals? Summary and preview. The Sumerians greatly enriched their society. Next, we'll learn about the later peoples who lived in Mesopotamia. So here we have this gold dagger was found in a royal tomb. The bull's head is made of gold and silver. The Sumerians were the first people in Mesopotamia to build large temples called ziggurats.